Hello, welcome back to Budget with Chloe. Today we are budgeting my last paycheck of February, and that is $1,956.93. So this is my base salary biweekly pay as well as last month's premiums, which is an extra dollar amount for working on the weekends or an evening shift. So that usually brings up my paycheck by a couple $100. And so that is what I have today to budget. And I am excited because this week there is no overspending, except this one is reimbursements. So this will all be covered by my brother who lives with me. But no overspending of my own, which I'm pretty happy with, but I will explain why. I rolled with the punches and I borrowed from other categories, which usually I don't have excess dollars in any categories. So the fact that I had that, I guess, to begin with was a good thing and so can be celebrated. But I was reading on the YNAB subreddit, there was a post from someone who said that they watch YNAB Budget With Me videos, and they expressed that they were very, I think they might have said frustrated by how many people have overspending every time they come to budget their paycheck. And so they're using the future money to cover previous spending, which goes against YNAB's, what YNAB kind of stands for. And so I was interested to see what other people think about that, because it did get me thinking, but I mean, rolling with the punches, I'm also borrowing from the future because I am going to have to replenish the categories that I borrowed from. So I can see what they mean, but I think for someone with maybe low income or high expenses to begin with, it's going to be kind of hard to not overspend if the money's just not there. Obviously, I have cutting back to do on discretionary spending, but yeah, it was interesting to read. So I wonder what other people think about that. But let's get started budgeting today's paycheck. So I am going to go ahead and do the biggest expense here, which is my mortgage payment. And so the amount that I need to put in is $751, I believe. Yep, and then the last $300 will be covered by my brother as his rent payment. So that is that. And then I think, let's see. So everything here is covered. These are all the payments that are going to come out of my debit account that I would 100% need the cash in there for. We'll go back, and I think we'll just jump ahead to, everything else. We'll jump ahead to March, and we'll take a look at all of the payments that will come out of my debit account between the 1st and the 15th. I think I get paid somewhere around the 15th of the month, 2 weeks from today. But we'll go ahead and fund my property tax. And we'll do the furniture. This will be my second to last payment, so that's exciting. We'll do the payment for my Apple Watch, and then car insurance. And as you can see, the money just disappears. But we will go back to February because I have some sinking funds that I need to catch up on. So we'll do this one for my license and registration. We will do home insurance, FabFitFun, YNAB, AMA membership, and my credit card annual fee, which I might be canceling this card because HSBC in Canada did get bought out by RBC, and the card that it's switching over to, I just don't think is going to be the best one for me anymore, so I might switch to a different no foreign transaction fee card. So I'll be looking into that, but for now I'll save the money as if I was going to renew my card in August there. Okay, so that's all the sinking funds comes to $155.12. So I will fund all of those. Then is there anything else underfunded? Okay. So groceries, I will have a HelloFresh box coming. That is Thursday, so that's the last day of the month. So I will need that in February's. And then I do need to grab some groceries today, so that will probably be another, I don't need too much. Let's say $40. So that covers that. And if I don't spend that whole $40, I can roll it over into March. But then taking a look at March, before I get paid next, I'm going to do 150 minus the 40 I just put in February, because that's going to cover kind of my groceries for the next week. So I'll do 110. And that might make the target a little screwy this month. I will do 150 for the first 2 weeks of the month for my utilities there. That's funded. Gas, I will need 60. Before my next paycheck for sure. And then I did all that already, I think. Yeah, so that's good. So I think the rest, which is not a whole lot, I will put into, well, I'll put $50 here and $46.16 into birthdays, which is not enough because my partner's birthday is this month and I have some plans that I will need to cover, so I might just need to, yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a stretch, but at least I have all of my essentials taken care of. I did start doing my taxes on Wealthsimple tax. I do like that program. I used it last year and it's free, which is great. Pretty straightforward to fill out if you have a fairly basic tax return to do. And I know I said in a previous video I might owe about $5,000, but luckily my pension and union contributions brought that down a whole lot. So I actually will probably only owe, I don't have all of my forms yet, but right now it's about $1,600. So that's a lot better than I thought. I definitely have enough money in my emergency fund to cover that. And then next year it should not be anywhere close to that because I don't have my second job anymore. But I'm going to try and set some money aside anyways, just as a buffer, just in case. But I will have more than enough to cover that from my emergency fund, so I can better prepare in the future. But I'm really happy that I am able to, like, it is not often that I can go into the next month and actually set aside money for groceries and utilities. Usually I'm playing catch up with my next paycheck. So I'm really happy that I'm starting to make some progress. And yeah, this month my goals, I went a little out of whack with the dining out. Obviously, I definitely exceeded my just one dining out meal there. But I didn't buy any records, books, or home decor. So I'm quite happy with that. And going forward, I just need to be more mindful that if I can't cover my, expenses before the next pay period, then I just can't do some of those discretionary things. But I think this is definitely a more positive budgeting session, and I am quite happy with that. So if, in the next 2 weeks I need to move a few things around, I can do that. But I should be set up pretty good. I've got money for groceries, gas, utilities. It's great. Feels good. And I definitely have YNAB to thank for that because it helps me see the big picture. So, but yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week, and I will see you for my next paycheck budgeting session. Bye.